Blog Talk Radio.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. What's up, peoples? Hope everything's going good. We got a very special guest this week. My man, Ant the General. Man, hello. When I sit here and I do these interviews, you know, I sit back and I got to do my research. But I'll tell you this. It was kind of easy this time. It was easy this time. Because if you go and check out the Angry Kids 24/7 Radio blog, there's a blog featuring Ant the General, and it's one of our most viewed blogs, actually. And that blog dropped maybe 2 months ago. I believe it was 2 months ago. But 2 months ago, and it's one of the most viewed blogs. The Angry Kids 24/7 Radio fans, I want to thank you again for participating, showing us some love and so forth. But so what's up, people? What's in the news? I see Jay-Z is teaming up with, well, let's say Meek Mill's teaming up with Jay-Z to create the Dream Chasers label under Rock Nation. Yeah, I mean, I already thought that Meek had a label. You know, I thought he was already, you know, putting out music under his label. I didn't know. I mean, I follow Meek Mill. He's all right. You know, I follow Meek. I follow Jay more than I do Meek, but let's just be real. You know, Meek hasn't really done anything, in my opinion. Oh, okay, yeah, he did drop the album when he came out. Yeah, I know, and he did, you know, do some stuff with Robert Kraft. I know, I get it. But let's just, I mean, what has he really done? So this Jay-Z news comes at the right time for Mr. Meek Mill. But yeah, I'm interested to see. I mean, because Jay-Z's been making some moves out here lately. He's been grabbing people up left and right, you know, with sports, Rock Nation Sports, his Rock Nation label, his Rock Nation management. Jay-Z's trying to buy everything. He's like playing Monopoly right now. He's trying to buy everything. Got to give him his props. Billionaire. I'll go that far. I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but, you know, from what I see, you know, he's doing some big things. Hopefully this turns out well for Meek Mill, because I know how things like this work out sometimes. Guy get, you know, old head dude brings in a young head, gives the dude some paper / label, put him on. Next thing you know, you don't hear from the dude no more, because I'm not going to lie. I mean, where's Jim Jones at? Jim Jones signed with Rock Nation last year. Where's Jim Jones at? Yeah, he came out and did his thing on the stage and all that, but where's Jim Jones? Man, I'm just saying. I know Fat Joe's doing some shows, and he signed with Rock Nation. You know, Rock Nation is doing big things, of course. Kyrie Irving. At least we know we're going to see Kyrie Irving on a basketball court, because, you know, he's a superstar basketball player who plays for the Brooklyn Nets. We'll see what's going to happen with the Nets this year, but Kevin Durant, he won't be there, even though he just signed, but he's going to be taking this year off to get healed. But I don't know. This whole Rock Nation thing, I'll just give it his props, and I won't say nothing else. But don't forget, a little bit later, we got my man Ant the General coming up here on Angry Kids 24/7 Radio, the Stephon Devereux Show. That Jay-Z thing still bothers me. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Ant here live on the Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Right back.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
How to text a guy to keep him interested? It's a question many women ask daily. Well, Amy North believes she has found the answer with How to Text a Guy to Keep Him Interested. It's a new course that she has put together, and it's helping ladies all across the world. You can go to howtotextaguy to keep him interested.weebly.com for more information. Amy says she has the answer, so find out there at How to Text a Guy to Keep Him Interested.weebly.com.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
I thought I was too far gone. I wasn't.
Join the Voices for Recovery.
The world is a beautiful place again.
For 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral for mental and substance use disorders for you or someone you know, call 1-800-662-HELP. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
I'm getting older. Do I need to worry about falling?
Yes, you do. Each year, 1 in 4 people 65 and older will experience a fall, and many will be serious. The majority of falls happen at home, so remove things that could make you trip and install handrails to keep you steady. To learn more about the steps you can take to help prevent a fall, please talk to your doctor. You can also visit aarpfoundation.org or medicaremadeclear.com/falls. This message was brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
Discover the weird trick people are using to make over $3,500 a month taking paid surveys from home. Jason White is known online as the king of paid surveys. He's been taking paid surveys online since 2009 and has earned over $274,000 just from paid surveys. He knows that may seem hard to believe, but it's 100% true and verified. Large multi-billion-dollar corporations need your feedback and suggestions about their products and are willing to pay huge sums of money to get it. If you go to bit.ly/makingmoneywithsurveys, he'll show you how to get your piece of the pie. Companies desperately need your opinion and will pay you cash for taking short surveys. Plus, you'll get $50 for taking your first paid survey. So go to bit.ly/makingmoneywithsurveys.
Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We back. Got my man on the line, Ant the General. Ant.
What's the deal,
What's up, man?
What's the deal?
Man.
What it do, bro?
That was a long break. Let me just say that.
I appreciate you having me on the show,
Wait a minute. Wow. Man, look, I appreciate you coming. on the show. You know, because like I was telling the audience before, you got one of the most viewed blogs on the Angry Kids 24/7 blog site. And look, I'm impressed. You know what I'm saying? I'm impressed. Now, that's going to lead me to my first question. Like, dude, you got an incredible fan base, obviously. You know, so your grind is on point. You know, your grind is on point with your fans and so forth. Your fans, you know what I'm saying? I got to give you props for that. So I mean, obviously, I must come from your work ethic because you're getting your music out there. Am I correct?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I've been messing around this music game for a while now. You know, I just ended up taking a break for a couple of years, take care of some things and stuff. But you know, jump back on it and you know, the dedicated supporters that I've had throughout the years, man, they just stuck by me, you know, and believed in me and just, you know, always asked me, man, when you getting back to it, when you going to jump back to it, when you going to drop something, man, we waiting on it. And, you know, so I was like, you know, they want it, so I'm going to go ahead and give it to them, man. And I basically really just changed my whole style up, too, on them. You know, I was really just doing some club-type hits back in the day, you know, and then I just changed it up on some realistic, just something you could ride to and vibe to and reflect on life and you know, just everyday street stuff and everyday life stuff, you know, just some real knowledge, kicking some real knowledge type things, you know.
Man, that's word. Now, obviously, Life in General is one of my favorite songs. I can't lie.
Oh, really? I appreciate it.
Most definitely. Man, look, it's your voice, you got a unique voice. And
yeah,
I really can't. I'm sitting back. You know, everyone tries to compare me and you know my voice and so forth when I do music. But I'm sitting back listening to yours, and I really can't find anyone to compare your voice to. And that's a good thing because you got a very unique voice, and it's your own. You know what I'm saying? But let's be real. Is there anybody out there that influences you know your style or some of your content and your music?
I mean, I just grew up on different type of music, but as far as like influences, I grew up on, UGK, DJ Screw, Zero, stuff like that, back in the day, Texas music, you know what I'm saying? Botany Boys, Ghetto Boys, Scarface, stuff like that. And, like mainstream, it would have been Tupac, Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg, just those couple of artists. But mainly it was just, down south artists, being from Texas, Elgin, Texas, actually, to be exact. That's what we grew up on, swinging and banging, riding swingers, candy paint, DJ Screw, stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's really
it was
influence.
most definitely Screw was most definitely an influence to me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie, because he taught me that, okay, wait a minute, you can actually slow it down and make it ride, you know what I'm saying? So I can actually enjoy it, you know what I'm saying? And he did it in a way to where, you know what I'm saying, I was able to enjoy his music. So that's the most, big influence, R.I.P., you know what I'm saying?
Oh, big influence.
You from Texas, all right, but you was born in PA. All right,
yeah,
now look,
yeah.
we talked about this before. How did you become a Patriots fan?
Oh, man, well, my mama's side, they Steelers. They love them Steelers, man. And my dad, and my dad's Cowboys for life, so it was always, I got to be a Cowboys or I got to be a Steelers fan, and don't get me wrong, I like the teams, it's just that's just not me, so I was like, I'm going to just take a whole nother route, you know what I mean? And I say back in like 5th grade, man, 4th, 5th grade, like 94, 95, like Doug Flutie days, you know what I mean? And who else? Ty Law, Troy Brown days. It was just like, I'm going to stick with these guys, man. And it's just, I like the Patriots, man. They're strategically placed, and they, the Belichick and Brady. That's like Einstein having a twin, and they, they're exactly the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
The chemistry is dynamic, man. So, and that's how I am with my music. I'm real strategic with my music, and I critique it, and I feel like everything got to make sense, and everything got to come together, and every bar do its part, and every verse do its part. The whole thing gonna come together as a well-oiled machine, So, but yeah, I love them Patriots.
You got a mentality, an old school mentality that's we don't have that too much these days in music.
Hey, a lot of people don't know it. I mean, a lot of people that don't know me personally and stuff and whatnot, and just see me on social media and stuff, they don't know I'm 35 years old, man. I'm not a young cat,
Well, you don't look, yeah, you don't look 35. You do not look 35 years old, man. When I was looking 35, or when I was 35, oh my goodness, I was looking every day of it. Oh my goodness. People knew I was old. You getting old.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm 35.
Kids didn't help either.
I gained, I sat back and watched things more than I did talking about it. So I gained a lot of knowledge and stuff, man. So, I just got that old soul type thing. So, and I grew up on that, like I said, the type of music I grew up on, I try to mix that in with the new wave type thing and keep it still popping, you know what I'm saying, instead of just being so conformed to the world and trying to do that new wave and only the new wave and the auto-tune. Don't get me wrong, I like some jams that got auto-tune. I'm just not, my music ain't going to have that in it. It's a one song that I did do for the kind of auto-tune crowd that me and my homeboy Legion D. Wise did, called Stunting. So I'm still debating on if I'm gonna drop it or not. I might make 2 different versions, one with the auto tune and the more new wave type of feel, and then drop the other version also, which is my style. So I'm still debating on it, but it's up in the air. So we'll see what we're gonna do with that. But like I say, that's just me, man. The style I got.
Man, well, you're listening to the Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Got my man Ant the General here, bro. Now look, I was peeping something, not too long ago. Y'all just released it. See what I'm saying? But I keep going back to this AK 24/7 cipher. Now, the reason why I'm bringing it up is because, don't get me wrong, man, you was dope. I'm not going to lie, but so did you battle rap in the past? Because you seem like you have a battle rap style. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very aggressive.
A lot of people tell me that, though, man. A lot of people have told me, like, you should battle rap. You got your metaphors and whatnot and your style and this and that. But, I've, hanging around the homies and stuff back in the day, we used to clown each other. And we, hanging around my homies that was rapping too, we would clown each other rapping and stuff. So we was basically battle rapping, but we wasn't, we were doing it for play, so it's still in me, but I just never really tried it, and I love battle rap. Don't get me wrong, I love it. You can ask my wife, she'll tell you, I watch it a lot, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just, I love metaphors, man, and I love writing a bar. I love writing a bar that means three different things and leave somebody with like, what did he just say? I like when they catch it though. So.
But when they finally catch it, that's the dopest feeling. Yeah. I know it has to be. Yeah. As soon as they catch it, like, oh, hold up. Oh, that's so dope.
I've had people really message me and hit me back, I've had people hit me up like, man, I just now understood what you meant in that song, this and this and that, A lot of people, it go over a lot of people's heads too, but, when they do catch it, it's like, oh, yeah, that was dope, And so, and a lot of times I'll even
used to be about.
Yeah, it was bars. It was lyrical, being lyrical, and there's some new wave artists out there that's lyrical still, that's lyrical, and they still got that new wave style, you know what I'm saying? But, a lot of things are just, a lot of music out nowadays is just worried about being catchy. They want you to be able to know the hook the first time you hear it, and it ain't got but 4 words in a in a hook, you know what I'm saying? It'd be 4 words, and you just got to learn them 4 words, and now you basically know the whole song. You know what I mean? So it's better off.
And see, let's be real though. In this era today, it's all about getting. Okay, we know this game, the playlist game. All right, it's all about getting on the playlist and getting to the next song. But that's also
right.
It's no different than a radio. It's no different than a radio station. I'll tell you that because me personally, working in radio. I've always known. I mean, even if it was a good song, our songs, were average 3 minutes. They were average 3 minutes, and a lot
3 to
of the
4 minutes.
The older artists, they knew that. You know what I'm saying? They knew that. And record labels, they tried to make sure that they didn't send those longer songs to the radio stations because they knew the radio stations wouldn't play it or even give it a chance. They wouldn't even give it a chance back then. But today's artists. I see that they're getting back to that, but the problem is they don't have too much substance in their music. You know what I'm saying?
In their music, so it just sounds a lot. It sounds real repetitive. You know what I mean? And then, but yeah, like you say, I try to make sure that each one of my songs, I tell a story in it. A lot of people, even other artists have told me after listening to a song like, damn, bro, you paint a picture when you rap. I can sit there and picture what you rapping about. You know what I mean? And it's, that shit, my bad about the cousin, but, and that kind of stuff, it really motivates me. You know what I'm saying? So that's why when I write something, I try to think like, what's going to make them rewind this part and listen to it again? What's going to make them say, oh, let me hear that again. Did he say what I think he said, or not even understand what I said and have to rewind it again a couple times. I want somebody to do that because then they learn my song. I don't want you just catch on to it because it's catchy. Of course, it's gonna be catchy. Yep. It's music. It's supposed to be catchy. If it ain't catchy, then you're doing something wrong. You know what I mean? But I want it to be.
Feel it.
Yeah, I want you to feel it. I want you to feel it. I want you to be like, man, hey, he be spitting. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I write my rhymes. But
and see, think about it like this. Okay, you got very great. Your advantage is crazy because your voice, number one. So you already they're going to listen, but then you give them something that they're going to take home. Oh my God! Like, oh yeah, this dude, there's going to be problems. There's going to be problems. Don't let the labels get this dude because that's what I feel. I honestly feel that because coming up there in the time where there was so much variety in hip hop, You know what I'm saying? I look back at it,
right,
and I'm like, damn, we had so much variety. You know, Kid and Play, Ghetto Boys, and then the West Coast, Ice-T and NWA. Back in the day, these dudes used to do tours together. Can you imagine if we were able to see something like that today with so much variety? You won't get that today. But you personally,
you won't get it.
But let's be real. Like I listen to the radio station. When your song comes up, your voice is so different compared to people's that's on the station. So I know that if you was out there, you know what I'm saying, in the bigger market and so forth, well, I don't want to say bigger market, but if you was being marketed by a bigger company and so forth, I guarantee you that they're going to book you instantly because of the uniqueness of your voice. I mean, that's a guarantee.
Oh, yeah.
I know it for a fact.
Yeah,
and you got, bro, easily. Yeah. Easily, man, easily. And you got the skills, too, to back it up, so that makes it even better, you know. You're listening to the Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio, man, and the General. Now, I was talking about a different era in hip-hop. What do you consider your favorite era?
90s, man. You know, like, 90s, basically, man. You know, I was born in 84, so by the time 91 came around, you know, 7 years old, I was thinking, me and the little homies, we was thinking we was hard listening to the music our daddies was listening to, you know, just like our kids do nowadays, you know what I'm saying, growing up listening to the rap music, you know, and that's just 90s, man. That 90s music was what made rap, made hip-hop. You know what I mean? I mean, I ain't going to say what made it now because, you know, Slick Rick and AMG and all them before that, you know, they, you know, old school, you know, Spice One and KRS One, you know, Wu-Tang Clan, Wu-Tang Clan, that's part of the, you know, late 80s, early 90s and all that stuff. But
I will say this, those 90s dudes made more money than the 80s dudes. Them 90s dudes made way more money.
Them 80s is what made it, you know. Them 80s is what made it. And then the 90s just took it to another level, you know what I'm saying? And everybody started popping out the Biggie Smalls, the Tupacs, the Jay-Z's, the you know, all the major artists, like I said, the Ice Cubes after he split from NWA. You know, all once they start getting their own popularity and start blowing up and start really making this music what it is, the Too Shorts, the you know, come on, man, you know, the all that, you know, they just, that's what made it, man, them 90s, you know, and I grew up in that era, you know, so that was, and I've had young people like ages 15 to 25 and old people ages 50 to whatever, that'll tell you that era was the best time to grow up in regardless too, you know, even kids that ain't even grow up in that era that have heard about it, you know, Y2K, you know, all that kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying?
They jealous.
You know, they like, man, that's
jealous.
You know, so that was just a good time for music, for movies, for you know, entrepreneurship, for all kind of stuff just to start blossoming and growing, you know. So the 90s was the shit, man, you know. I agree. I really can't say anything different or find anything to disagree with because I'm sitting here just listening. I'm like, yeah, that is right. I remember those days. I mean, man, that was beautiful. It was a beautiful time. Yeah, it was a beautiful time. Yeah, high school, all that.
As far as I'll tell you this, the one thing that will stand out in the 90s was the East Coast West Coast war. Now I will say this.
Oh yeah.
I give so much credit to the South, especially Texas. You know, because Texas was a big man. Look, people don't try to remember. I don't remember the history of hip hop in Texas. They decided to stay out of it, which I thought was the best thing. And you know, you hear the rumors about Jay Prince, and you know he was trying to broker a deal between the two and so forth. I mean, I believe that the music today. I mean, I believe that the music of today, the business guys of today. You know what I'm saying? Learned what was happening, but the people. I'm dead serious. I don't understand why people don't bring up Texas around that time because Texas was popping. Texas was popping. They talk about the East Coast and West Coast. Texas was popping, man. Ghetto Boys, like you said, Scarface was doing his solo stuff.
Yeah, man, Texas was on their thing. It's just, they didn't want to give Texas their respect, man. Texas been on their thing, man. UGK, Riding Dirty came out in like 95, 96, something like that. And that was just like that album right there was, something that set apart a lot of rappers, whether you was really trying to make music or not, like they was like when UGK came out with that album, I think Tupac had just dropped All Eyes on Me, and people were saying like I had contact with people in the music business because I had family in the music business and stuff, and they had it was people saying like UGK's album was selling just as much as Tupac's was, but they wasn't getting the recognition because they was down south artists, and it was just like that with everybody, Scarface, all that kind of stuff, man. But Jay Prince was the reason why there was so much recognition. The recognition that Texas had at that time was because of Jay Prince. He was, he the Godfather. His name is he got the name for a reason, but they just didn't get the recognition, man. And now, I still don't think they get the recognition that they should.
No.
And
I'm going to tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Because Atlanta has had this stranglehold over hip-hop and the style of hip-hop for almost 20 years now. And it's crazy that this run that they've had, because a lot of the major artists are coming from Atlanta, have been coming from Atlanta for a minute. So they can continue this run. And anything else that's coming, especially now, the way that the game is now, you can't have, Texas popping with Atlanta. You can't have California popping with Atlanta.
And that was the T.I. Gucci, man, Jeezy era. That was when they started popping, 2000, 2001.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And they didn't stop.
2000. Yeah.
They did not stop,
That's
which is,
it's
crazy to think of because you only had a few that were still able to continue to do music as far as like on a mainstream level, like Cash Money. In my opinion, I always feel like Rapper never got because I've been listening to the Ghetto Boys since I was 11 years old. First time I heard the Ghetto Boys was '89, so it might have been before then. I'm dead serious because we used to get a lot of the Ghetto Boys stuff up here in Pittsburgh. Like Pittsburgh, we got everything. Pittsburgh didn't know what side it wanted to be on, so you would have everybody, like the record store, selling everything. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Which was cool for me as a kid. But today, everything's Atlanta. Everything's Atlanta up here now, which is crazy.
Yeah, Atlanta, man. Atlanta took, like I say, South was on. They was trying to be on the rise in '96 and the late '90s, and then once that '99, 2000, 2001 era hit, when Jeezy came out with that first album. I can't remember what it was called, man. It was something like I ain't gonna sit here and think about it, but Jeezy came out with that first album, and it wasn't really hard. It really wasn't just hard in the mainstream eye. It was still underground. And then Gucci dropped him one, and then T.I. dropped him one, and they all was in a battle around like 2000, 2001 of which one was gonna be the king of the South. And I'm thinking like, damn, y'all ain't giving UGK and Pimp C and Scarface and Ghetto Boys and Botany Boys and man, like it was so many other artists, that y'all could have been giving props to, and it just went the other way. It went towards Atlanta, and T.I. and Jeezy, and they just been holding it down ever since then. And, they, look at T.I. now, look at Jeezy now, look at Gucci now. Gucci done been to prison and reformed into a whole different man. The world tell you he cloned. He ain't got no belly button. You know what I'm saying?
But, you know what? I will say this. If had Pimp C not gotten in trouble, I really believe that he was on his way to becoming, what we call goats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's a goat now. You know what I'm saying? But look, we only got like 30 seconds left. You gotta tell me what's coming up next, man. I gotta get you back on there, but let your fans know what's coming up.
Yeah, man.
Next.
I just dropped Hitters, man, like a couple weeks ago, man, with my homeboy Seymour Blunts, produced by Tim Bailey. Y'all check it out. It's on Spotify and everywhere else. I'm gonna drop a freestyle track, man. It's called Go Crazy Freestyle. I'm gonna drop that in probably a couple weeks and whatnot. Got a couple more songs finna drop. But if you want to just find me, man, just Google Ant the General, ANTTHAGENERAL, Ant the General. Just Google it and everything will pop up, man. I appreciate you for having me on the show, bro. Real talk.
Hey, man, Lord, I appreciate you for being here. And we're going to, we did this live. We're going to have this up on the stream. It's going to be planned for the next few weeks. So, yeah, I want to make people, I want to make sure people understand.
Man. Yeah, make sure y'all check out that Angry Kids Cypher, man. We just dropped too, man. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. It's a dope group, man. We got some things moving and stuff. We're trying to get this tour going, all this stuff, man. Merchandise, all that stuff, man. So y'all just keep an eye out and keep an ear out and check it out when we post things and let y'all know, man. It's something real good, man, for all independent artists. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's what I'm talking about. It is Angry Kids 24/7 all day. Every day. I can't lie. I can't lie. Yeah, but, man, look, I want to thank you again for being on the show. And we're going to do this again. I promise you that. We're going to do this again.
I appreciate you for having me, bro. Real talk, man.
Hey, man, thank you. You're listening to the Stephon Devereux Show, Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. I want to thank you guys for joining us this week. Well, today, because, we do a few of these every week. So, stay tuned for the next episode, because I believe we got my man T Crazy coming up, and you'll be getting the notifications for that, people. So, peace and have some fun tonight. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. We out.
You're listening to Angry Kids 24/7 Radio. Angry Kids 24/7 Radio.
How to text a guy to